Warning! You're watching Dr. Todd Lee TV, where theoretically you could learn a bunch of cool shit.
So we're here at Zoo Culture with Janicki, and if you watched yesterday's video, we did lower body. Today we're doing upper body. What are we doing today?
We're doing some push today, boys and girls. So yes, welcome to the jungle. You'll probably see some craziness outside of our workout today, but we're gonna be locked in as much as we can. But we're gonna be doing push, so chest, triceps, shoulders. I like to put these on one day, so I kind of do a modified PPL split. But I find that hitting things with more frequency. So I used to do just like a chest day, more of like a traditional bro split. But what I found is lowering the volume by muscle group and then hitting it more frequently has been way more efficient for me. So we're only gonna do 3 movement patterns for chest, 2 movement patterns for triceps, and we're gonna focus on lateral head of the delt today. So we'll probably do 1. Maybe I'll show them a second movement pattern, but at the end of the day, we're either raising or upright rowing for a lateral head. So there's only so much you can do. I'm gonna show him my favorite movement pattern for that specific muscle group. So first what we're gonna do is hop into a pec deck fly. It's like one I really like open with, and no pun intended, because it really opens up that tissue for me. I just use literally 1 set as a stretch set, similar to what we did with the leg press yesterday. So I actually already did mine, but I'll show you some of the cues I use and you guys as well. So what I have here is I put this arsenal all the way back. So it would seem like, oh my God, why would you need it that far back? But what I do is I let it almost provide that partner stretch. So the biggest thing I want to see is this. A lot of people will fly like this, and you see how that pushes all the emphasis into the front delt and bicep. So I want to think the first thing I want to do is posture up. I want to push chest up, drop, shoulder blades, retract scap. And I like to cue this almost like by telling people to look up at the ceiling, because it's kind of hard to chop your chest and do it like this. When you're looking up, it almost cues that up. And then I want to think, when I'm pushing out from the back of the rep, I want to lead with almost the bottom of the palm of my hands and thinking I'm pushing forward through my elbows. So I'm not going like this. What I see people do a lot is this, where they want to squeeze, like I'm going to squeeze my chest. You see how that closes off my chest when I go like this? So a lot of people fly here, trying to get that contraction, because you want to think, oh, I'm going to squeeze the hell out of my chest. So I'm right here. You won't want to. You're not going to be there. You're not going to get any chest. What I want to see is opening up, reaching back, pushing through that outside of the palms of the hands, and you see how I keep that chest nice and opened up, and I don't roll over it. I don't want to roll the shoulders over it. So I want to get back into that stretch position, reaching back, and I want to push the palms of the hands out just as far as I can go without pushing shoulders over the movement pattern. Because at the end of the day, when you go here, it's just performative. Also, I would suggest against holding in the middle of your rep. Once those fibers cross, there's really no benefit in terms of hypertrophic stimulus, because really what we're thinking about is maximizing mechanical tension. So when we're here and we're driving out, once you get to here and you're just squeezing it, those isometric holds in that contracted position aren't going to provide any growth. All they're going to do is tax you and disallow you from probably getting that extra 2 or 3 reps at the end of your set, which would actually be growth promoting. So if you're gonna pause anywhere, pause in the stretch before thinking concerted drive. I don't want to explode and use that stretch reflex. I want to sink into it, get comfortable there, and I want to think leading with the palms of hands, elbows, and keeping that chest nice and proud. And we want to be here, we want to be here. You want to think, I always teach people a good little trick is, if you've ever seen an NFL game, college football game, you see when the O lineman, I played DN, so I had to go against a lot of O linemen, but what they'll do is they'll set, and instead of pushing like this, they'll set here, they'll kick, and they'll push here. So you want to think you're almost blocking like an O lineman. You want to think chest open and pushing here. And what that does is when I'm rushing them and I'm coming at them, if they come here, I will basically manipulate them and get around them. Whereas if they're here and they're back and they're creating that space, it's harder for me to make that move and get around them. So think about it, you're pressing like an O lineman would block. You're not throwing, but you're kind of getting nice scapular retraction and pushing through. You can apply that to your presses and your flies, and we'll do that today.
All right, you want me to get up?
So yeah, let's get your stretch set.
Let's play it safe on that. Oh, that's not heavy. All right.
That's nice. So I really want to see way more eccentric control. The other thing I want to see is a slight elbow bend and drop the shoulders. because when you go here, it's gonna push all that stretch into the bicep.
Yep.
So yeah, it doesn't have to be crazy elbow bend, but just about
that good?
170 degrees. So if this is 180, this is about 165, 160, right about there is perfect. Good, that's nice. And you see how he doesn't come all the way in? Because really to come all the way in the middle, you'd really have to roll the shoulders over it. So that's pretty much as far as you can go. So what I want to see is you can get the contraction, but don't waste time there. Slow the negative down. So instead of taking, let's say the whole rep is taking you 5 seconds, I don't want to see 1 of that in the contraction. I want to see 4 of that in that eccentric phase, into stretch. And then right back into this. There you go. Good. I'm gonna have you play with one thing to go. I want you to drop your hands all the way to the bottom of the handles. So what I'm seeing is you get a little shruggy.
Okay.
I want to see you drop down and in, really arch that back, over accentuate that back arch. And I want you to keep it all there. It is. See that difference? Look at his fucking chest difference. Just from that one thing, dropping his hands, because now he's not shrugging up towards the ears at all. And you can see the chest completely opened up here, and now he's pushing consciously with chest. Completely different ball game now. Yep. And we'll take it there. That's good. But yeah, you feel that difference when you kind of got on top of it? Because if you're low, like we should have realistically different seat heights.
Right.
Just being different height individuals.
Right.
So my seat height should be slightly lower. And the other
I
way,
should have raised it up 2 or 3 notches.
yeah, so, and I even like to be a little higher than I was, so I'll probably be here and you'll probably be like 1 up from me or 1 or 2. I also have like very long legs and short torso, so it might not be that drastically different.
So for someone like me who is prioritizing chest, you would still do this, because I normally do back, chest, delt, and then the next day is arms and legs. So I normally do only presses for chest because I still want to get triceps primarily, and then all close grips. You would still have me incorporate this pre-chest presses?
Well, yes. I mean, looking at your physique, I think, and posing with you yesterday,
yeah,
I think a big priority is going to be obviously lats, but still chest as well. I mean, I think your delts are crazy dominant. Like it's what I was going to look for today, to see how much you take over in your press and your flies with delts, just because they are dominant over your chest. And then I want to do a couple like super isolated tricep things, because you are bicep over tricep dominant.
Interesting. Okay.
And I don't think that you should think about it as, okay, let me get a ton of triceps from my presses. You should be thinking the opposite. Let me get as much chest from my presses, and then let's save a little in my tank to go and isolate triceps and like kill the fuck out of them with a movement that's not taxing for your chest at all, because we're completely locked in.
All right, so I'll start putting in flies on my chest workouts.
And the other thing I want you to think about, a lot of people think about flies as like, I'm gonna get, it's a pump movement, right? Like I'll do my presses and I'll use my flies to get that like detail work. There's no such a fucking thing as detail work. You're either fucking building muscle or you're not building muscle. There's no such thing as like refinement work, or like I'm adding that little like detail in my upper chest. Like that's it. You're creating stimulus to build muscle and you're lean enough to see it, or you're not. So if you're gonna come in here and do some pump reps, you're literally just, you're burning some calories, but you might as well go to fucking Barry's boot camp and hop on the treadmill. So that's the idea I want to give you guys. Never treat an exercise like a pump exercise. That's not a thing. Like just to get blood flow, wake up and do some push-ups in the morning or jerk off. Like you want to get some blood flow, but if you want to come in here and train, don't treat any movement, a quad extension, a cable fly, as like I'm just gonna get some squeezes on this one, guys. Like if you're one of those people that takes a 10-pound plate and goes like this, sorry, Phil Heath, but you're not doing shit for shit, and you're just wasting your time. So I'll show you like that's why I like to start with a fly, because obviously if you can create the elbow angle correctly, I'm gonna create very minimal bicep fatigue. I'm gonna get as minimal front delta involvement. You're always gonna get some front delta involvement in a fly, but now I'm not taxing my triceps at all, so I'm getting almost all chest. It also saves my tricep endurance for when I really want to like kill them later in the workout. So you'll see what I mean by this set. So I'm gonna hit probably 7 to 9 reps probably on my own with the stack here, and then I'll probably have you do 1 or 2 force reps since I got you here. But you'll see, even with the stack, my form does not change. none of that transfer is going into my front delt by keeping myself here and then thinking conscious drive with the chest not rolling the shoulder over. You see all that stays right in the chest.
You can see that line right there.
Whoa.
I'm gonna grab under the hands this time. Oh gosh. Okay. It scared me at the end there. All right, so you're on.
I've used this machine so many times. I know I'll have about an inch from full stretch to where I can put it down. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. What I'm doing is I go from here and then I just roll it back on my palms because I know it's literally that far away. Not something I recommend for you guys to do. Put it down one at a time. Just rock, down, down. I push the butt out just a hair and really overextend. Not too much, just back a little bit. Right there. And lead out the bottom of the palms of the hands and think pushing elbows to opposite wall. That's it right there. Pause and stretch, feel that stretch, and then think push conscious chest. That's it. See how it's not explosive? It's just fucking finding it and then just pushing through it. That's it right there. Look at the difference. When I want you to take the B-roll and show the difference of these versus when he first set up for his first rep in that first warm-up set. You'll see the distinct difference in how much that chest is firing. Good. Yes, beautiful. Wow. Good. And one more half. All the way to the back. One more half. Push all chest. Just a half. And now I want you to hold it there. And now slow in the back. Slow as you can. Slower. Slower. There it is. Slower. No, I'll take this up. Nice. Dude, crazy. Look at that chest pump already.
Again, heavier than I would normally go. I'd normally be doing 15, 20 reps. But what's that, like 10, 12?
That's why 8.
It was 5. Oh, it was 8?
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't count reps ever. I just track intensity. If I know that, yes, I'll track, especially if I'm in a deficit in prep, I'll start to take note of, okay, if I'm doing the stack and it's all of a sudden starts feeling heavy as shit, then I'm going to take note of that and just, give that biofeedback to Callum so we understand, okay, strength is going down a bit. We're getting a little flat, maybe we need still a little high day in there. So gym performance is one of our metrics we track. Because I think if you only go off weight like we talked about, if I wasn't cueing you or going a little faster, you might have gotten 5, 6, 8 more reps at the same weight without doing this like exact form. And you might conflate that to be, oh, gym performance is actually going up, but it might just be that you're just doing the reps slightly differently. And it's just like, it's so slight. Like even pausing and stretch for a half second will probably take
a rep off.
A rep or two off. That's why I don't recommend it for most, but now that I've been lifting for 20 years, 23 years, definitely ages me. But I've been lifting since I was 11, that I have such a good, I've done it enough times. Like when I tell people, yeah, if you've tracked food for 4 years and you're in great shape, do you still probably have to track food every single day of your life to stay in great shape? Probably not, because you've done it for so long that you have the patterns, you know generally what you're eating, you know how to hunger cue. So yes, I don't think it's necessary for every single person to track their food, especially once they've created the skill, but it's really important to start out by understanding, oh shit, I thought that was 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, that's 6 tablespoons of peanut butter. So it's like creating that skill. It's the same thing with this, with training. I don't need to track every single set, every single weight I use. I have a very good finance brain. I remember a lot of numbers. I have the unique ability, I probably could tell you guys exactly what weight I use on every single exercise we did yesterday for legs, for example. But that's just because I have that numbers mind. So I wouldn't recommend it for most, but that's why whenever you ask me oh, how many reps did you do? I mean, I can tell you honestly, I generally know it's kind of around where I've been, but I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly. this, instead of the force reps, I'm just gonna go partial reps insofar as I can not take over with the delts. So that's my rep where I would have already, I'd start rolling the shoulders over it. Intensifier that you can do, basically long length partials. You don't have to do it, but if you're at a very high level and you feel comfortable with it, it's just another way to create stimulus. As I was talking about the zoo culture.
Is it a birthday?
They're probably filming some sort of skit. Every day is like that. Not every day.
Is that why they call it zoo culture? Since it's like a zoo?
Push palms to the opposite wall. That's it right there, just there. That's perfect. Yeah. Let's get a few more partials. Slow. Don't explode. Think all chest. Don't rush them. Fucking live in that shit. Live in it. Come on, you got more. Come on. Let's go. Make some progress here. There's a fucking chance to get better right here. 2 more. 1 more and hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. 3, 2, 1, I go. Money.
Were my elbows too straight?
No, they're borderline, but I was watching it.
Because I feel biceps now.
Yeah, you probably could stand to be instead of.
I found
here,
that if I did,
probably here. I'm about here.
So if I didn't extend my arm fully, I felt a lot of my anterior delt on this side.
So it's a balancing act, right? It's like.
So if I extend it fully,
it also could
I got pecs, but then it's bicep too.
It's also then a mobility thing too. So like as you do this more often, more frequently, you're going to start to create those stretch adaptations. So for me, I literally can tell you honestly, after the set, I have no bicep fatigue and no front delt. It's literally my chest is cooked right now, just from a couple sets. And I think there's 2 things. One is the stretch adaptation, so really feeling like that's not the hindrance, is me, because if I were to go here, I'm still able to be here with that mobility, so I'm not pushing any of that tension in front delt. So when you were doing that, you were inevitably, when you went from here to here, what's happening to you is you're getting a little this internal rotation.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm able, if you watch the clip, I'm able to still be here back there. So I'm not taking any of that into front delt, because as long as I'm able to keep that elbow down and from rolling over, I'm able to keep tension out of front delt. And then by keeping a little more elbow bend, now I'm keeping it out of those obnoxious biceps. So I can be here and not feel any bicep fatigue from this movement specifically. Great starter, and I mean, like, if you were to look at your chest right now, it's completely, I mean, it's almost like you grew an inch on there, so we'll take it. I always recommend for pressing, 2 parts to this. One is machine press. It's going to add stability. Not to say dumbbells are inherently bad, but when you reduce the necessity to stabilize while you're pressing, it's going to enable you to probably have better stimulus specifically in chest and not maybe gas out because of, let's say, fatigue in your shoulder or any type of muscles you're using to balance. So this is a great example of a machine that I like to modify. And the other thing that I like about it, it doesn't have a bar that comes straight across that would limit you. Like a lot of plate loaded machines, they have the ability to stretch around your body, whereas let's say a Smith machine or barbell press, unless you have a camber bar, you're basically limited to here where the bar hip meets your chest. So this I love because you'll see what I'm gonna do is almost pop my hips up, be down here, right below nipple line, and then I'm able to do that exact motion I was showing you guys earlier, like the O lineman blocking. We're gonna be right here. So what I'm gonna have you do, since the range of motions is crazy and I need a partner to get into it, I usually have a half foam roller, which I can't find right now. It's the one that's cut in half. Just so I can really wrap my scabs around it. I can't find that, so we're gonna use the full one. So with this one, I need a little help into it. So I'm gonna roll my butt right up to the base of it, make sure it's even. And then I'm gonna find myself so those handles are gonna be right about here on me. Perfect. So I'll take one at a time. So if you just wanna lift up one. And then here, and I got it. You're good. Take your time.
I need to get in here.
I'm showing. in place, my friends. I'm just gonna check the placement here. See, I roll it back. I press constantly chest. Yeah, so you think that's the idea there is I'm rolling it back and then I'm kind of trying to press through like that.
Right.
So I'd say maybe 1 1/4. Or if you want to just try with one, just get the feel.
Yeah.
And then we can maybe do 1 lead-in set for you and then 2 working sets. So move yourself back a bit. There it is right there. So have 1 at a time. Yep, go slow on that eccentric, pause and stretch, and push out. A little less explosive on the push, think conscious push through chest, that's it right there. Nice. Reach, push, that's so nice, that rep was beautiful. So you consciously like dug out of there with chest. Nice. That's really good. What you do these last couple reps, we'll just take us through the working set. We're pretty much failure, so let's go hips up on these last few. Right there. There it is. A few more. 2, last one. Should have just done that the first time. I forgot. I was like, I know there's a trick I have to get out of this.
That's the downside with my high rep training, is it's good on my joints, but my lungs are ruined. I have to take like 3 minutes rest sometimes. I'm not doing very hard cardio. I'm doing like really mild cardio. If I was doing harder cardio, I'd get shorter rest periods, but I don't know if my legs would have stayed the same size.
So I switch grips. We're gonna go still tight here towards the
That's
middle.
what I usually do, a regression drop set.
I'm gonna focus, see how I crunch it more? I'm gonna focus more on upper chest here. Still really crazy range of motion here. You see I keep that kind of core crunched. Still elbows about 45. And you really be able to see, almost can see that upper chest contraction. Obviously gonna get a little front delt on this, more than you would in that kind of decline format, but also a ton of upper chest. Gotta keep that chest open, shoulders down and back. There you go, right there. Good, one more.
That was the perfect vault.
Yeah.
My lungs didn't get involved at all. It was just pecs.
So now we're gonna mix up our stimulus a little bit. This chest is pretty like on fire. And since I know we're not gonna need our triceps for the last movement for chest, I'm not worried about hitting 1 or 2 tricep movements. And then moving on to probably our last chest movement, and then our lateral delt movement is the last thing. So because we're doing an upper chest fly, I'm not at all worried about hitting triceps before we do that, but it's gonna allow our chest to rest. I got a little carbs in my intro workout, get that glycogen restored a bit, so that when I go back to that last exercise, instead of feeling like, okay, I have to get through all my chest so then I can move on to triceps, I'm gonna get a little bit more of that early workout glycogen and energy towards my triceps. And then for a movement that's a little bit more, less it's a little bit more isolated in the sense that we're not doing quite as much weight as, let's say, this. I'm gonna save that upper chest fly towards the end of the workout. This is easily my favorite tricep workout on the planet. Pretty easy setup. People are like, oh, your setups take so much time. It took me 30 seconds to grab a bench, move it over to a cable. Cable's in the top position. And what I wanna do is just reach back, and I'm gonna let myself slide down like I'm literally on like a slide at a playground. I'm gonna push this down. I'm gonna lock in elbows here, push through to waist. Keep those elbows tucked back. We're gonna drag it right up the body, get as much stretch as I possibly can up underneath the chin, find that pocket, and then push through down to the waist. This I like to almost brace core a little bit, so almost crunch core. And I don't have to worry, I don't mind actually getting a little shoulders over the top of it here, because if I'm back here, posture's really good, but I actually get a little more power through the tricep piece, being a little bit over the top of it. A really big stretch. So I'd say start by sitting down it. Just reach it up behind you. Standing up, find it. Get your grip comfy, get towards the top of the grip. I like to hook thumbs on this one and go a little higher up on it. There it is.
Okay.
And then off the waist and drag it right up the body. Slow. Find that pocket up higher. Reach, reach, reach. And then nice control through the tricep down to the waist. That's it right there. Yeah, stay on top of it more. Roll the shoulders forward.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Nice. Good. Grab the body. Stretch, pause. Good. And right here. Stretch, stretch. Push this, squeeze. Slow it up, drag. The one thing I really like to see you work on when you're eccentric phase, sometimes you let it up slow, just to let it up a little slower. But all you think is, you get down the bottom, you're getting into the bottom with your triceps, and then I want you to think slow eccentric through the tricep. Drag it right until I feel that fucker working. There it is.
There you go. That'd be...
Let's go. There it is. Nice. 1 or 2 more. Good, all the way down. Yeah, I got you. 1 more. Drag it up. Feel that fucking stretch. And then push just tricep. Yeah. Now drag it up. Slow. 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 Pause the stretch. I want to get that nice stretch in tricep. Open it up. Open it up. And I got it.
I saw you do those in a video once, maybe a year ago, and I incorporated them for a while. It was a pain in the butt to try to get it right. Now I feel it much better.
It takes a little just sometimes seeing me in person and have me push you through it and walk you through it.
Well, it's completely different.
So many little factors that when you're seeing me, but that's also why I get a lot of the hate online, because until you do it or try it and do it actually right, that's when it looks kind of silly. But when you actually think through how this works, so for example, when we do a push down and that weight is coming from in front of us, essentially once you get past about here, you're based that line, it's going straight up to K. We have no tension in your triceps anymore. Whereas now you put this vector force behind you, and now I'm back here. I've got no ability to use momentum, and I have a shit ton of tension in the stretch position before I go out. So when I have essentially those fibers lengthen at the longest point, and then I'm here and I push out, I already have tension on the tricep. Where if I'm doing a push down where the cable is coming from in front of me, I don't have any tension until I get to about here, and then all the way to the bottom, where obviously those fibers are most crossed, they're most contracted, and you're not getting as much benefit from the movement. Really nice way of sinking into stretch, find that stretch. You want an extra 2 to 3 inches. With me, 3, 2, 1, push. I got more push. Good. Push. Back up. This side, this side, this side. That's what we got. Good. Big hold on to the corner. So slow. So, mark the body, mark the body. Up into the chin, hold it. Hold it, 3, 2, 1. Are you gonna use this a rope or even a V-grip for these? We have them, so might as well.
I usually use Vulcans for this.
Vulcans are nice too. I think we have them.
Good. Good.
One more push. I got it. You good. Want me to adjust the weight?
Yeah. What were you at?
I was at 150. I'm going to go down to 80.
All right, sounds good.
No elbow pain on this? Good, nice. Yeah, that's better. There it is.
Okay, now I'm gonna need help.
Yep, let's go.
1,
Yep.
2,
Yep.
3.
I go. Yeah.
So the mistake I was making on these on the past was I was leaning back and going straight up with them.
No.
You were using basically whatever the natural angle is of the humerus, staying in that zone.
And even sometimes what I'll do is I'll just use this as like a hinge, and I'll actually like lean forward to match that angle even better. So instead of being lean back, I'll actually be here, and then pop back and just use that like a, almost just like a pocket. And you see the difference now? I'm almost matching that angle. Now my strength curve is so much better. My leverage is better here. And realistically, I probably do the stack pretty easily with this leverage. So yeah, pull the feet back, all the way back. This is where more you find that pocket all the way to that bench. There you go. Nice, man. Those are fucking perfect. Yeah. Or I do a little mechanical drive set on this one. So when you get the failure with pushing out,
We're gonna lean back.
we're gonna push the back of your fingers together and keep them together the whole round.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, let's go hands together now. So press them all the way together and keep them together the whole round. There it is. 5 to 6 like that. 2, 3, 4. Come on. Half. 5. One more. Come on. Win the show. Let's go. Right here. Win the show right here. Hold it. 2, 1.
That's crazy tricep lift. So if I'm doing triceps 3 times a week for 2 exercises 3 times a week, and I wanted to swap some shit out, I probably would swap out the dip machine for one of the press downs, because I have press downs all 3 days already. But one of them is 1 arm at a time,
I would do one arm.
and then I've got one that's the bar, but it's not back supported. And then the third one is Vulcan tricep, out, down and together. So I'm thinking the press, that's what I'm gonna swap out for laying. And then I only have 1 overhead and I barely feel it. I'll swap this out for that.
Yeah.
And I have dips the other 2.
How'd you like that forward bias?
I like it a lot. But in theory, because I don't have a chair, I could just do it standing
correct.
and just do this.
So you can create that same angle.
Right,
Or you
with
can
Vulcans.
Or you can do kneeling. You can do pad down, like one of soft, like square
Right.
ones. Kneeling and then lean. Almost use the weight to kind of hold you up and just go kneeling and then go forward. That's also a really good option. So
Yeah.
this is, you could also, if you only have an incline bench, what you can do is do it almost like standing. So you can go here, wrap around the bench. So kind of pull the rope here. Basically grab here, wrap around, and just instead of sitting down, what I would do is just go here on the incline, pop it up,
Right.
and then you can create that same either
All
with
right,
stagger,
I see.
or go, you'll have, I can't do this because I'd fall forward.
So it's like
But if
standing.
I had all that fucking weight in my hand, I can go back here and put both legs back
I see what you're saying.
and
Okay.
do that same angle.
It would just have to be higher up.
Correct.
Okay.
Because then you wouldn't, I mean, I'm a little taller than you, so I still wouldn't have to worry about it conflicting probably with the top of the bench. But for you, I would say, yeah, put the cable height a little higher and even leverage down a little bit more here to create that same vector of force.
Sounds perfect.
So what I'm gonna do is clip in cuffs here. I prefer cuffs just because at the weight I tend to use on my top end sets, I will definitely start to tax out of my grip. So I have cables just above hip height. I wanna make fists with my hands like I'm actually doing, I'm holding on to 2 handles. And so this is the mistake I see a lot is people will, I like this movement arc where I push out first. So I'm gonna push out first and then up and back. So I wanna see a sweep. I wanna sweep down and in, go to where I get across those cables slightly, where my hands almost come together. And then instead of pushing up and like straight into the Y, I wanna push out, push those walls out away from us, and then up. So curve, 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 same arc back in. Open up that chest, reach, reach, reach. You see all that activation in that lateral head, and then push out to the wall. And you see that one of the main things I try to coach on this is I want to try to minimize that trap involvement. And when we see traps getting involved, it's going to be the shoulders shrugging up to the ear. So if I can be here, and you see how my shoulders don't travel up. It's a prime example of, sure, you could be lateral raising fucking 50 pounds dumbbells, but does that mean you're really working your lateral head that well? Probably not. You're probably shrugging your shoulders. You're just doing glorified shrugs. Whereas with this, watch, you can see, watch, from the very bottom of the move, watch my lateral head fucking fire.
Yep, it fires.
So, nice back arch. And I want you to pretend like you're pushing the walls out, so slower. So I want you to think here first and then almost up and back like this. Is that better? I'm gonna guide you. So first here, out, and then there, and now follow that same slow. Okay, out first. Make fists with your hands, like you're holding 2 handles. There it is, right there. Slow, 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 slow. Drag it out. Drag out of the bottom of the rep. There it is. Drag it out of the bottom. Drag, drag, drag. Yes, that's it. That was your fucking best rep. Let's go. Drag it out. That's it. Good. Come on. Drag. That's right. There it is, man. You got it. I'll take you to the truth. Yeah. Come on. Got a couple parts first top. Slow, slow, don't fucking rush you. This is where the growth happens. Nice and easy, slow. Milk that shit. 2 more just like that. Slow, breathe. Embrace that fucking feel right there. And 1 more. Alright, let's get out of it. Yeah, what I find is with 70, I can still get that nice drag out of the pocket here. When I go up to like 80 or 90, I get a little like, with it. And then that, I'm losing that contraction and stimulus from that stretch position with that stretch reflex, that little pop, because I don't think people realize how much even that, they're gonna reduce the amount of stimulus in that target muscle group just with that little like fucking
right,
explosive.
I got your point.
And yeah, like watch the difference between this rep.
Yeah.
And this rep.
Yeah.
So basically I'm tossing out there and catching it. Whereas I really want to try to get.
Absolutely right. I find that my second set is the squeeze. My first set's always performative. Like I'm trying to get to that number. And that's, you're right. So I'm going to reset the logbook after this.
So I want you to raise up and out this way, right here. Like this, almost here. There it is. Now follow that same arc back down. So it's out and then up and back, pushing this. That's it. That's perfect. That's it.
Elbows, I feel a lot of front delt.
Huh?
If I keep my elbows straight, I feel more middle delt.
Yeah, it's just kind of playing around with it and seeing what works best for you. I like to do these one of two ways. One is I'm going to show you the dual. If you guys are trying to hit upper chest, obviously those fibers are running this direction, so we want to kind of match that fiber alignment with whatever we're doing. So you can either do that with basically a press here from this angle, or a fly where we're keeping elbows almost in a fixed position and we're trying to push out and almost underneath the pack. A lot of the biggest mistake I see a lot of people make is when they're trying to do upper chest fly, they want to do this. So they're like, oh, I'm getting more upper pack that way. But what's happening is you have to be basically opposite mover. So if we're here going up, that cable's down here. Now we're drawing that line of force. It's basically going front delt and bicep. Whereas if we're here and we're drawing that line now here, that angle of force that's coming from behind us now is perfectly in line with those upper chest. You'll see how I hit these. So a little different cueing that I would suggest on most presses. So I'm gonna step out, wrap around. And what I'm gonna actually do is actually crunch core slightly here. And then I'm gonna think conscious push with the upper chest. Slowly centric, into stretch. You know, see that upper chest fire here. You see even through that eccentric control, see how the upper chest stays on. You see how the ending point is not too high? Watch when I go too high here. See how the chest turns off completely? Watch the difference. So watch my chest here. off stream. So what I actually have to do with the opposite is on the stream, here in the middle, cover it down the back, and then the other a little bit more as you come back. Push forward, push. That's it right there. There it is. Push right towards almost that plate on the other bar. Come on. Take up and trust. Push. That's it. Arms and hands. Push it forward. That's it. Push, 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 push. Arms and hands. Push down forward. Push chest, push chest, push chest. Just to there, just to there. That's it.
Interesting. It feels totally different than I expected it to. It was a push, even though it looks like a fly.
Yeah,
It's an underhanded push.
It's not a press because we're not going from here to here, but we are going from here to here. So it's like a scoop. It's not a press, it's not a fly, it's a scoop. Probably one of the hardest nuanced exercises.
Yeah, that really fucking lights it up.
Yeah, check it out. I haven't seen your upper chest look like that since we've been together today or in person at all. And you can see how much more active it is from one set. Yeah. This one's one of those ones that I have to be careful about because it's like one of the only chest movements I cue almost like crunching core instead of really extending and opening chest. I actually want to be crunched here, and so I can think right through that upper chest. So you really have to not...
I can see why this isn't your first move, because it's the opposite.
Correct. So I'm not opening up. I'm not allowing... It's not opening my chest.
Right. It's complete opposite. It's not slow, but it's explosive. Doing mechanical job. I'm supposed to sit up on the bench. I got you. Okay.
Circle all the way up. Like on the flat part. Like stand up and sit back on it. And then lean forward. Like there it is. And then we're gonna go lean forward, so you're basically matching that angle. And then just bend the elbows a bit like a there. Oh, that's crazy. Definitely got a clip of this shit. Too much. I got that.
We'll come out.
So I make, see when I say that side chest? So I make sure to come underneath that far pec and then scoop it. So what you're doing when you're hitting side chest, you're kind of coming over it like that.
Right.
So that's the difference here. So I can come underneath it and push it up instead of collapsing it. That's so much better. Look at the fucking difference. Crazy. Get underneath it, now push up. There it is. And turn to the judges. Yeah, you want to rotate the waist slowly. Open up. Get underneath it. Yeah, there you see so much wider like that. See? That's what I've really been working on, is creating that width in my side chest. Where I used to almost be almost sideways through the upper body. You want to keep the lower body sideways and turn. Keep rotating.
I'm gonna incorporate all that shit.
Good.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you're a sponge. I'll give you cues and you soak them up right away. So I think the biggest thing when you're not with me, two things. One is the explosive concentric. I think you're gonna
I have to
fall
untrain
back
that.
into that, just jamming it out. And then the other thing is when you're controlling the eccentric, sometimes you're doing it slow just as a safety measure. I want you to think, if you're doing, let's say this, that upper chest movement, I want you to think when you hit that, I want you to think, I'm letting it back, controlled with my chest.
Right.
I'm not just letting it back slow to let it back slow. I'm getting here, and then I'm here. You see that shit? See, I'm still in it. And that's when I come out. So the whole movement, it's
Squeeze it
eccentric.
up and squeeze it on the way down.
It's almost, yeah.
Don't explode up and lower it down ratchety,
Yeah.
like for safety.
Yeah, so like that's even like with that tricep push down on the incline bench, you could tell like you were like releasing the triceps completely, and then you're almost controlling that eccentric through like your forearm and almost like lat a little bit, the front delt. So you actually weren't controlling, your tricep almost turned off. Whereas when I cued you and you were like, and then you were dragging it up the body, you could see your tricep almost like feathering and like almost what's the word I'm looking for?
Fasciculation.
Yes, on the way up. So that's what I want to see is.
So it's not just about going slow on the eccentric.
It's
about keeping the tension on the muscle and the
releasing
eccentric.
it through that target muscle group.
I got you.
It's a whole different
All right,
thing.
so I'm gonna relearn how to do concentric and eccentric, and incorporate the new exercises.
It's a lot. You got your homework.
Well, it's cool because this is kind of like a deload week because I'm only training 4 times. So therefore, when I get back, I'm gonna have a new block anyway.
Yeah.
So I might as well just write the new program with the new exercises in, and I'll have to reset my logbook because if I could get 15 with X on hamstring curls before, and set 2 I'm getting 8 because I'm squeezing it up. Yeah. Now I'm going to go in there with the mindset like we're going to keep the weight about the same and we're going to squeeze it up.
Yep.
And squeeze on the way down. All right, man. So we're going to do some lats?
Yep.
All right.
What I find with lats especially is that I like unilateral training for a couple of reasons. One is it allows you to isolate one side and another and really create that mind-muscle connection. The other thing is biasing. What I mean by that is it allows us to create better alignment for the lat specifically. We're not rotating, we're actually gonna lean out and you'll see how much my lat opens up to fire. So what we're gonna do here is basically a bench supported. Yeah, I would tell you, like, honestly, you're not gonna need your belt for anything we do today for back. So it's probably gonna actually be a hindrance.
Right.
So what I wanna do is hold this down here. I wanna create leverage with this front foot here. I'm gonna push in, and I want you to come around on this other side, and I want you to see the difference in my lat right here versus when I bias out. So watch it here. Now watch, see that lat fucking get kicked on right here. And then what I want to do is push forward towards mechanism. And you see how that gets a crazy lat stretch? So you see how I'm getting a crazy lat stretch here? And even in stretch, my lat is still on. Feel my lat? See how it's still on?
Oh, wow.
But now watch the difference where I rotate up. And this is what most people do. It's completely just off now. So there's a difference between stretching it and actually reaching and feeling, still having contraction in the muscles. So there's a difference between reaching here and almost keeping that elbow bend and that palm neutral. And then what I want to think is we're going to pull down first and then into that hip pocket. So we're going to pull almost down with the elbow, always thinking the hand's a hook. Elbow we're pulling with our elbow down first and then into that hip pocket. And then we're gonna go right back the way we came. So instead of going straight up, we're gonna go here. Pushing forward first. Reaching, open. See the elbow is never completely straight, palms neutral, and then sinking it down into that pocket. Forward first. Right in that pocket.
All right, cool. And it doesn't matter that your elbow is ending out here, because that's as much as lat you need, right?
Yeah, it's basically, so I'm manipulating body angle in this direction. So from a hip hinge, not a rotation. That's the biggest mistake I see when people try to emulate my form, is that instead of reaching here and matching that angle for the lat, where they go here and they start to rotate and they try to get more stretch like this. I never stretch like this. I stretch here and then into that pocket.
Okay.
That allows us to maintain lat. And then what I want you to see, how you're a little far forward right now, so I want you to put your feet, this leg up, all the way to here. Yep, a little more, and closer to the bench. And now I want you to scoot your body out this way a bit. Yes. Elbow bend. And then I want you to make sure your elbows are in line, or your shoulders are in line with each other. Yep, and now I want you to feel that lat right here. And instead of pulling straight back, I want you to pull down first, and then into that pocket. And now push forward first. Reach. Feel that lat almost rip off the bone, and then down into that pocket. All right, good. And then just pick the body up just a bit, and then leverage out some more. So you see how you're hitting the bench? There it is, right there. That's it, right there. Slow on the up. Remember, you're just letting that. You still let that eccentric go. I just felt it. Feel your lat, and I'll.
All right, well, let me try it with.
Yeah. Let the lat take the eccentric. Slow. See how you just let it go? There it is. A little better. Good. How's your grip doing? Need a regrip?
No, I'm good.
Okay, there you go.
I just keep hitting this bench.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you gotta leverage out. So take this leg, stick it all the way out from me.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Oh man, your lat looks like a turkey dinner right now. Perfect. Good. And then the only thing is when you pull, rock back in. That's it right there.
Okay, I got that.
Last one. Other side. I got. Feel lat on that?
It's a lat different.
So I literally, let's say
It's a lat different.
It's a lot different. Other side, let's hit it. And then that leg's almost straight. We're biasing out, and we're not going to. Yeah, there it is right there. Remember, don't straighten your arm completely at the top of the rep. Keep that slight elbow bend at the top of the rep, and that stretch and lat. Rotate the body slightly. See, yeah, there you go. And then I'll turn hand here. That's it right there. There it is. Do your favorite. I'll push forward first, down and forward. Oh, yeah, there it is. And then loop it back and in. Now down and forward. Feel that difference? Yeah, let's do them together. Here we go. I'm just gonna guide you. You're still pulling. I'm just guiding it, keeping the hand down. Yeah, that's it. See that difference?
Yeah, it's a lot different.
When you loop it in, so that's what you're doing. That's why I want you to. I think that's why everybody's like, dude, you don't have to do that slow on the concentric or the eccentric. And the reason I do it is because that's where I find I can really lock into, like, let's say that very nuanced movement arc, where obviously it's going to be, if you just shoot it up, you're not gonna be able to find that.
So you're only going as slow as you have to keep the same tension in the eccentric that you do in the concentric.
That's, yes, correct. And also like that.
It's not an arbitrary 4 or 6 seconds. It just happens to take that long.
Just I want to maybe stay in that pocket. So
and the fact that you're losing reps because of how long the eccentric is irrelevant.
I'm getting way more
because
stimulus.
You got time under tension anyway.
So like even like, for example, like this is what, like for example, like a working set would look like a top end weight for me. So I'll show you really quick. That's why I started to be more okay with that Paul Carter because that was like pretty much true failure at what, 5 to 6 reps.
Right.
And like, so for me, there's no part of that set that was unsafe.
I see your
Because the
point.
control is so high, and I've got through that the tire. You see how when I pushed out, and you see how that all that control I had.
Right.
And then essentially I looped it into almost like push forward into stretch in the eccentric phase. And then I want you to think down and forward first. There it is. Loop it in. That's it. You got it. I'm gonna go get it. Yes. Good. See, you're rushing out eccentric now. Push forward slow. Control it through laps. Feel that, and then dig it in. I got you for 2 or 3 more. Let's go. I got it. Yep. Big stretch. Big stretch. One more. Big stretch. Big stretch. Last one. Crank it. Yeah. That's it. I got it. I'm just gonna guide you. You're taking all the weight. I'm just keeping the form for you. Volume. That's it. Down and in. There it is. And just that slight pop of the chest at the end. That's it. Nice. Milk that stretch, Mr. Milk it, milk it, milk it, and then dig through the lap. That's it. Just milk the stretch, milk, 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 and then dig lap. 2 more, just like that. Pause and stretch. Just sort of pull right through that lat. 1 more. Oh, dig it in. Yeah, that's it. I got it.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I hit a lat spread right now. Yeah, that's wild. This one's especially good for like that lower lat, so we're gonna kind of do like a row, almost pull over combination.
So there's a Vulcan right there. Maybe someone brought that with them.
No, it's here. It's been here. It's
been here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna use your
So
strap.
wouldn't that be better for this than that? Because
Yeah, we could probably use this.
All right.
Well, either or, but you can strap in. I just use my straps on this. Pull
Okay.
the pinky out. We're gonna walk it back.
so
And
like
then
a
we're gonna-
Dante row, but it's chest supported Dante row.
And then we're gonna pull low though, right here. We're gonna drag it down. Same movement arc that we were doing on that
Right,
one. So
I
it's
gotcha.
almost down first. Dragging it down, big stretch, reach, 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 reach. And then come behind, look at my lat, how much engagement I get. So let's try the rope and see how it feels. Let's say go like 70, 60, 70. All the way around, pop both legs over. All right. Good. Nipple line up higher. So you need to walk your way up, there you go. Reach, reach, reach. More stretch.
Yeah, that's probably too heavy.
Still, I'll just guide you through it. Just to pull low. So you're still doing a pull, but I want you to row. I want you to bend the elbows. Pull. And it's right to there. And then just pop the chest up there and move up. Like that. That's it right there. Row. Keep it a row. There it is. Yeah. 2, 3 more. Reach, stretch, reach and stretch. Good, reach, 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 reach. There you go. Last 2, I want you to pause and stretch. Reach, 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 reach. Real consciously. There it is. I got you. Reach, stretch, pull it down. That's it.
I think it was too heavy, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're still turning. I think you're turning it too much into a pullover.
Okay.
I need you to still row and here. You're still trying to dig those elbows back.
All right.
It's still a row. It's not like a pullover in the sense you're not trying to just keep it here. Realistically, be just a slight bit higher up on the bench.
Okay.
You were too down on it.
All right. I think if I used the Vulcan, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
so much elbow because I think
Yeah.
the grip was so
Let's switch it.
brutal. I wasn't feeling the lat.
Yeah, there you go, right there, perfect. Yep. place yourself higher. So stand, there you go, standing up. Yeah, you can even go up there. Less explosive, less explosive. Think pulling with the lats. That's it. Slow, slow, slow. Reach, 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 and then drag out of the hole. There you go. Drag out of the hole, drag out of the hole. Reach and stretch, reach and stretch. Stretch more, stretch, stretch, stretch. Now drag. That's your best rep right there. Reach, reach, open and stretch. Oh, there you go. Just bang through. Good. 2 more. Yep, 1 more. Nice. I go.
Oh. Yeah, having my knees here helped a lot. Felt nothing in the elbow by using the Vulcan.
Yeah, feel all that.
I felt all lat that time, all lower lat. Here, turn around for me. The first set I felt a little bit out here, like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
This set I felt it 8, 9 out of 10 down here. Perfect.
Yeah.
The hard part to reach.
What you could do too is I was thinking is to get you even a little higher up. We could just get one pad. Let me see what I can do.
It's probably gonna get 2 yoga blocks.
So you can put your knees up. This
Oh
block.
shit, that's a good idea.
So put that
All
on
right,
the butt
cool.
base and then put your knees up on that.
All right.
A little higher up. And dig that fucker in. Remember, don't explode. Keep those hands neutral. Find the stretch and then pull with this. That's it, right there. Now pull it in. Good, come on. Reach, reach, reach. Find that stack. Let's go. Nice. Reach, big stretch, big stretch, big stretch. Boom, just drive it in. There you go. Come on. 1 or 2 more with me. 1 or 2 more with me. Let's go. Drag it out. Don't explode. I got you. Find that big stretch. Don't explode out. Don't explode out. Dig it in. That's it. Good, I go.
It's fucking awesome. So we only did 2 sets of middle delt, 4 sets of lat, 4 sets of triceps, 6 sets of chest. I feel wrecked.
Oh yeah, this would be more volume than I'd ever recommend. I was kind of thinking we'd do a true push workout, and then I was kind of just going to show you.
I usually do
stuff.
6 sets of chest, 3 sets of middle delts, 3 sets of rear delts, and 8 sets of lats. And then the other
On one day?
I do the lats first. I do 6 sets of lats, 2 sets of rows. Then it's 6 sets of
How long are your
chest,
fucking workouts?
2-3 hours. And then the next day is 6 sets of triceps, 6 sets of biceps, 3 sets of hamstrings, 5 sets of quads, 3 sets of adductors, 3 sets of calves, 3 sets of abs. That one's a solid 3 hours. And then I do that A, B, A, B, A, B, 1 day off. I never really get sore.
You know my upper body workouts are, for where I wasn't teaching you, my upper body workouts like 50 minutes.
Right, everyone says they get through so fast. I don't know how that's possible.
Well, I mean, I do. So, for example, my pull day, back buys, rear delts, I'll hit like 6 sets of lats. So I'll do like those unilateral pulls or like a dual compound pull, and then I'll do like something like this, like a bench supported lat row. Then I'll do a bench supported upper back row, like that Arsenal one over there.
Right.
That's it for back. I'll do like an incline bicep curl, 2 sets. I'll hit that in like 4 or 5 minutes. I'll do like a lying bicep variation or just a lengthened bias, and then I'll hit like 2 sets of rear delts. I'll do that in like 50 minutes. I think your volume's a little much.
Well, I'm never sore, so I mean...
Well, regardless of whether you're sore or not, doesn't mean there's a law of diminishing returns in your training at a certain point. It doesn't mean that soreness isn't always indicative of fatigue. There are other markers, and maybe you would be able to, like, if your mindset is, oh fuck, about all these sets get done, of course you're not going to be like what I'm trying to teach you to do, of taking every set and milking it like I tell you.
Well, the other thing you're doing is we're doing every set is beyond failure with 2 force reps. I do no force reps.
Yeah, and it's not about failure. It's more about like how much you see me controlling the negative.
Right.
And that's more so what I'm talking about. It's less about the force reps. I don't do those normally myself. It's just because I have you here.
Okay.
It's fun to do.
Right.
But what I do them normally, if I'm training by myself, I can't do force reps.
Okay.
I might do some length and partials, but that's rare. I'll do those on like maybe 20% of my sets.
Okay.
But it's more so the mentality, how you always see me cueing like, no, slow down the negative. No, pause and stretch. Because I think if you've got fucking that many sets to do, you might not be focusing as much on execution. If I know I've only got 10 sets or 12 sets of the whole work.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing 6 sets of lats or 6 sets or 4 sets of lats, 2 sets of upper back, and then I've got 2 to 3 sets of biceps and maybe 2 sets of rear delts, I'm making sure that every fucking one of those sets is absolutely perfect. Because I know I don't have another 10 sets to get it right. I've got fucking 4 sets of lats.
I will say that after 90 minutes, my focus is shot. The first hour is very focused. That's why I always start with lats or arms, because those are the priorities. Yeah. And then everything else is just, if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Exactly. So I want you to watch like, and you can watch back your video on this versus like what a set for me would look like if I was to do like this, like I'm gonna do tomorrow. So. Come on. Every set, even when I'm by myself, looks like that. And that's why I only need to do 4 to 6. My lats are fucking toasty right now.
And you're doing twice. You're only doing 2 workouts a week, right?
Like 2 pull workouts?
Yeah, so you're only getting 12 sets of lats a week. Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane. It's crazy. Yes. Nice.
That's better.
That was it right there.
That was the better one.
Yes, dude. That's it, man. Like, fucking every rep executed like that. Dude, if you can take one thing and fucking train with me, take that. That's it.
That was what a rep should feel like.
Yes.
So like Joe Bennett says, it's like, forget how many reps. Can you do 1 rep?
Yes. That's a fucking great saying. It's such a good saying.
It's like something called the circle principle, which is too confusing. But give me 1 good rep.
1 good rep. Can you even fucking execute 1?
And then next week, give me 2
3.
good reps. All right, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.